Hey Bible fans, I am back with another new Bible, and this time I am going to do a two-parter. The next part will be on the physical aspects of this Bible, but today I'm going to go off my usual path and discuss contents. In front of me is let's get a picture of the spine, NIV Cultural Background Study Bible, NIV 11. In a synthetic cover, paste down, and here we go. This is a more compact version, so I don't care for it a great deal because of the smaller print, but the big print one is very large, so you pay a price. It appears that the same notes are used in all the versions of the Cultural Backgrounds Bible. I want to discuss the two editors, and this is significant to what I'm going to be talking about in the future. We have John Walton. He has an MA from Wheaton, a conservative evangelical school, but he has a PhD from Hebrew Union College, and that would be in Cincinnati, and that would be a school that operates under critical biblical scholarship and not a conservative school. The second editor is Craig S. Kiner. He has a BA from Central Bible College and an MA and MDiv from the Assembly of God Theological Seminary. These are conservative evangelical schools, but he has a PhD from Duke University, that's the Methodist school, which utilizes critical biblical studies. So he has both sides of the education. Both of them actually do. They're exposed to both. And that's where we come to this Bible. Whatever version you like, whether it be the NIV, NKJV, now the NRSV, are all come out into this Bible. What is certain is that it fits a niche theologically, and I would describe it as these gentlemen have one foot in the conservative evangelical biblical scholarship and one foot in the critical biblical scholarship. And I will prove that by a number of passages within. Here's an example. Genesis. We all wonder about the Pentateuch, who wrote it, and I've written down the quotes from three Bibles. One that's totally biblical criticism, one that is only conservative evangelical, and one that is this one, which I consider to be in the middle. The New Oxford Annotated Bible on the Pentateuch writes, "Thus the Pentateuch took shape over a long period of time. It preserves not only the tones which reverberated in the Mosaic period, but the overtones of meaning proceeding by subsequent generations." About the authorship, NKJV Study Bible states, "The book of Genesis was written and compiled by Moses, period." What does the NIV Cultural Study Bible say? We have no certain information about the authorship of Genesis. Well, first of all, so they're not going to commit either way. Though early biblical tradition views Moses as having a significant role in transmitting and perhaps even formulating the traditions preserved in the book. They are not going to allow their critical biblical scholar friends to belittle them because they have what would be considered outside the reservation view, just rubber stamping Moses, but at the same time they don't want to alienate evangelical buyers who make up the largest share of new Bible buyers. The annotations. This is a wonderful Bible for backgrounds, and I've not used it a great deal. I've had it for a week, but it is extremely long annotations. They seem to be good. They deal with language, they deal with backgrounds. There's also a large number of small articles, maps, and other things within the within the Bible itself. 300 in-map text maps and articles, 375 photos and illustrations. There you have it. It's a red letter Bible. He uses standard Zondervan maps and index and a 60-page roughly concordance. And he uses a not dark 8-point print. I want to look at a couple other places to show you my contention that this Bible is a straddler or a middle-of-the-road Bible. 1st and 2nd Timothy is an example. The pastoral epistles have long been held not to be the direct works of Paul. Other works is some of his other books as well, but by critical biblical scholarship, but that they came from a Pauline school or followers. So what does the Background Study Bible say? It says the style of 1st and 2nd Timothy often differs from that of Paul's earlier letters. Some scholars suggest different authors, others that Paul gave considerable freedom to his scribe, others that the letters or the instructions were remembered by Timothy, Titus, and others, and were then written down in their own words. That is from the letters in 1 Timothy. In other words, they're not going to commit. Could be either way. Paul could have used, it could be Pauline. He could have used a secretary and allowed him to make a number of style and editing changes on his own. Or it could have been coming from someone like Timothy or others who came after Paul, had the memories of Paul's preaching and teaching, and gave it form in the book of 1 Timothy. The Exodus. For those of you who are aware of biblical scholarship, the dating of the Exodus has to do a lot with the dating of other important parts of the Old Testament. So, what does, not the book of Exodus, the Exodus from Egypt, what does the Cultural Study Bible say about the timing of the Exodus? Here's what they say. There are two major candidates for the date of the Exodus. They're the 15th century BC and the 13th century BC, and they never commit to either one. Well, there you have it. Others will go through this Bible in more detail, and I think I'm really going to use this Bible, though I'm getting the larger print one. I like it a great deal. It is fat and not my favorite size. The print's too small, but I'm going to get the larger one in NRSV. But if you have any ideas on what you see, the theological place or the biblical scholarship place of this Bible, and you wish to comment, put it in the comments. I'm not looking for nasty comments, but ones that are full of detail and examples. Thank you very much. God bless.